to start whilst waiting for the rest, though they've all confirmed. Good morning, everyone. We are here because of Internet Measurement Awareness Workshop. Okay. So, distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues present, on behalf of the Internet Society Ghana chapter, it's my honor to welcome you all to this awareness workshop. Today marks an important moment in Ghana's journey towards building a more resilient, transparent, and data driven internet ecosystem. As we prepare for the ICANN Africa Engagement Forum in these coming days, this workshop provides a foundation for a deeper understanding of how internet measurement underpins the reliability, performance, and security of our national internet infrastructure. Let me extend our appreciation to our partners, ICANN, AFRINIC, Internet Society Global, RIPE NCC, and Atlas Network for joining hands with ISOC Ghana to make this event possible. Your collaboration is a demonstration of the global and regional commitment to strengthening technical capacity and fostering evidence-based internet governance on the continent. Internet measurement is not merely a technical exercise. It is a strategic enabler for national development. It tells us how our networks perform, where weaknesses exist, how outages affect communities, whether traffic flows efficiently, and what we must improve to support a growing digital economy. For Ghana, where digital transformation is accelerating across government, education, health, justice, and commerce, the need for accurate, locally generated internet measurement data has never been more urgent. Without measurement, we cannot ensure reliability. Without reliability, we cannot build trust. And without trust, we cannot fully harness the potential of digital innovation for national development. Today's program brings together an exceptional group of partners and resource persons who will walk us through leading tools and methodologies. From AFRINIC's number resource insights to ISOC's internet resilience metrics to RIPE's Atlas global measurement platform. We will also explore local perspectives through our panel discussion, drawing on the experiences of operators, regulators, civil society, data center operators, and the academic community. Our goal is simple but powerful: to begin building a strong local internet measurement community in Ghana, one that collaborates, shares knowledge, and uses data to strengthen our national internet infrastructure. As ISOC Ghana, we remain committed to convening these conversations, strengthening technical capacity, and championing an opening, globally connected, secure, and trustworthy internet for all Ghanaians. I encourage all of us to engage openly, ask questions, share insights, and reflect on how each of our institutions can contribute to a more resilient and measurable internet ecosystem. Once again, thank you for being here, and thank you for your continued support to Ghana's internet development. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Maud. for welcoming us and giving us an idea of what we should expect in the coming minutes. All right, straight to the point, we shall be having a presentation on introduction to internet measurements by an ICANN representative who is in the person of Hazid Akanho. Hazid Akanho is going to be doing his presentation online in the next few minutes. So if you are on call, Hazid, you have the virtual floor to take over. Thank you.
Unforeseen reasons. Actually, I couldn't make it. But anyway, I had a few slides, but I think I will just maybe quickly go through them and try to make it the shortest possible because I'm currently at the airport and I think it's not the best. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Like I said, I'm at the airport and the network is not that very good. Let me share at least very quickly so that maybe later on I will send the slides anyway. Never mind. So basically, ICANN is that organization which coordinates the unique identifiers of the internet. The most known of them are the IP addresses, the public IPv4 and v6 addresses that have each device connected to the internet to actually be reachable and to be uniquely uh, 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 easy to actually identify, right? But we also talk about the domain names and the autonomous system numbers that help to differentiate a network to another one. So all those identifiers are more than 3,000, but definitely some of them are very well known. Maybe 5 to 6 of them are most commonly used everywhere. And without them and without their proper configuration and their proper allocation and assignments, the internet won't be what it is today, guys. So it's important over the years because the internet is 50 plus years now, right? And over the years, the internet has grown. Today we are around 45% of Africans who are connected to the internet. thanks to the network operators and to the different entities that come online and build the networks. And as Maud said it all, the measurement basically helps to make sure that all those configurations that are done help, the systems to work efficiently and to ensure that your packets flow the way they are supposed to. And at the end of the day, it's a matter of quality of experience, quality of user experience. How do we ensure from the different layers of the internet that the end user is accessing the issue that we could, and how we could also improve over that. We also have decision makers, right? Those who invest, those who um, adopt the different policies that shape the local ecosystem that help to build an open market, right, for all the organization and any content provider or any network operator to actually establish and provide a business and run their business safely. So internet measurement is all about this. It's not only about providing the best network that could exist, but it also helps decision makers to take the right decisions uh, in terms of how we invest on the networks for the network expansions and all of this. How we also make sure that the internet is really uh, a matter of inclusion. We talk a lot about inclusion, but at the end of the day, are the networks really accessible by everyone? And I know the motto of ISOC is to make sure that the internet is accessible for everyone. And only measurement can help us to ensure that the internet is accessible for everyone. So I really invite you to attend and to get the main message out of those presentations, but also out of the panel that we have throughout this day. And as far as ICANN is concerned, of course, we built several initiatives around internet measurement. We have some free platforms that are open for the public and which provide sensitive and key information that helps to shape the policy, but also to help the different stakeholders of the internet to take the right and the best decisions that they could. And I'm happy through the rest of the days, mostly at the Africa Engagement Forum and also at the Africa DNS Forum, to talk more about those platforms. But very briefly, I could talk about the root infrastructure, for instance, which is a constellation of root servers that are deployed across the globe to provide some key DNS resolution for the internet. And that is extremely important because without the DNS, you cannot basically go anywhere on the internet. So we have a dedicated platform which provides some statistics to see how the packets and what is the statistics about the telemetry and also the volume of traffic that we are getting at each instance of those servers. We also recently built a platform which is called Domain Metrica, which actually provides some sensitive information about abuse activities on the internet, on the different top level domains. And very recently, we have also opened the platform for country codes to join the platform. And by joining, basically, you can monitor On a daily basis, you can monitor which domain names have been registered to conduct malicious activities on the internet. And this is very important to ensure the trust Ghana internet, ecosystem. And I think Maud also mentioned about trust in her speech previously. And I will stop on one last platform, which is called ITHI, Internet Technology Health Identifier, which actually provides lots of metrics on the internet health, globally speaking. And one of the interesting metrics that you could learn from the ITHI platform, you can go to Google and type ITHI ICANN. But when I share the slides, you will also see some of the data in my presentation. So basically, Ghana is leading very well when it comes to DNS resolution because around 84% of all your internet customers are resolving the DNS queries. Basically, whenever they are trying to go on the internet, the servers which try to resolve and get the IP address for the end user are served locally in India for 83% of this traffic, which is very nice. But at the same time, there are some operators who have a very weak resilience because, for instance, for those who have been aware of Cloudflare incidents recently, all the throughout 2025, Cloudflare had about 3 major incident outages, which affected the DNS resolution service, for instance. And some operators, unfortunately, are not building a very resilient DNS infrastructure, and they are sending all their traffic to this cloud. So we need to get in touch with them and educate them so that they can understand the risk out of this and take the best decision. And all of this is thanks to internet measurement, actually. So I will stop here and will hand over back to the room by wishing you a very nice meeting. And I hope that all the sessions will go smoothly. Thank you. And let's hope for the local community to build an ecosystem around internet measurement for the good of the network operators, but also for the good of the regulator, for the good of the policy makers and the end users in Ghana. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Yazid, for your presentation. You've given us a very good kickstart for the rest. So we quickly move on to Jean-Baptiste Milogo to also give us his presentation for today. So Jean, you have the virtual floor. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, moderator, and happy to join you remotely from Ouagadougou. So allowed me to share my slide. So can you see my slide? Hello?
Yes, we can. We can see your slide.
Okay. Do you have them in presentation mode? Hello?
I think so. Yes. Yes.
GB is in present. It's you should change the mode because we can see the next slide. That should be your video. So
Let me. I have 2 screens, so let me change differently. Is it good now? Hello?
Yes. Yes. I think it's better now.
Okay, thank you. So thanks again for inviting me to contribute to this conversation on internet measurement and what kind of value adds can bring on the community, especially in Ghana one. And thanks to our chapter president, Maud, and all the team for inviting me on this session. So I'm Jamatis Milogo. I work for Internet Society, and I will present here one tools we work with the community to build to help all the industry to have a view on what kind of data we do have in our ecosystem, and also how we can work to improve data in country and globally in the world, in Africa. So as question, what are the rationale we have behind when working on this on building these tools? We try to have a kind of to highlight some kind of question. What are the flow we have in country? What are the baseline we need maybe to focus on and monitor and see the grow and see the change? But also we need to provide to decision makers some data when come time to take some decision, some investment, and for the internet growth. But it also help other people in the community to see that there is some opportunity from internet they can use and to improve, I will say, their life. So those are the key things we are trying to highlight here and to use data to show them. So the audience are large. From the tools we are presenting here, depending on where you stay, you can maybe have your own part. You can be a non-profit organization, you can be policymaker, you can be, I would say, tech community. I will say all kind of people who can contribute to make internet bringing value, to make internet changing life. You could have your input or your takeaway on from these tools. And this tool we call pulse.internetsociety.org, have been launched, I would say, five years ago, and it tried to aggregate several data from several sources and to bring, I would say, in short data point to all the audience I was talking about, and it can help us to have more visibility and to improve. You can use it, I would say, like dashboard, your daily dashboard, and when you need to have, I will say, the trend of internet in your country, you can come there, and if you need also to have to have an idea on what is going wrong somewhere in the world, so you can have this tool as dashboard and you can use it. And what are the key focus area you can have on our data and our platform? We split it in several ways. You have tools or technology who can enable internet. So we'll talk about addresses, and Yazid was talking about IP resources, but in this part, you can go through IPv6, DNSSEC adoption, also PKI adoption in country, and see if there is, I would say, best practice have been applied in your industry, or if there is a gap you need to clear. We have also some interest on internet availability. Is there any internet shutdown ongoing? And do we have some data how we can measure the impact of those shutdown in terms of economic impact, or if there is maybe some disruption on the services, maybe some services or some application have been maybe put out for some reason. We do have also a key part where you can measure the internet concentration in your country or in your region. It means, is there any diversity within your upstream provider? Is there any data center in the corner you can maybe use to host your data? Is there any hosting facility? So all those things we can contribute maybe to make to have a clear visibility on how the distribution of internet is in your city. But we have also some interest on IXP, on local peering, because as you may know, we need to bring more traffic locally to reduce latency, but to improve user experience. And we have also the last one is the resilience in self. What is the situation of infrastructure? What is the performance? What is the level of security? And is there any gap in the market readiness to support the development? So when going to Pulse, you could have opportunity to go through all those metrics and to see what is the current situation in Ghana or in other region. So here is how we measure why we need to measure resilience. That in some time what need to be there is not present. We could be facing some internet outage. The reason can be different. It could be linked to political issue. It could be linked to, I will say, gap in best practice, internet configuration like BGP protocol configuration gap. It can be a result of maybe submarine data cable outage. So when we're not in the good position to provide internet, or when internet is not available, we can maybe have different kind of who and where there is a deviation. And our internet resilience to measure is we do have some kind of framework we are using for those who are from research and education industry. So you have a detail of our analysis process, and I can share those links with you later after this presentation. So I will go through infrastructure, performance, security, market readiness, but also environmental disaster. But all those things can be explored. You can explore them deeply on the platform. It's in live. It's live. So when going through those metrics and this approach with Pulse, we come to the fact that we can have some key average for globally level, and to see how we can maybe reduce the gap year by years. And you have here some idea on currently the global average of internet resiliencies in the world. But we can also have a visibility per region. So focus on Africa here, we have 33%, so which means that we do have some effort to do globally. And regional level, we can have also a visibility on within Africa where we have more gap. It's not mean that we are trying to compare here region, but we are trying to show what we can collect from data and where we can maybe put collective effort and improve things. So from this global, regional, and sub-region perspective, we can go deeply and see in country what are the gaps. So for those who are there during one of these, I have run this presentation in September in Ghana, in Accra. And in that time, the performance of Ghana was 33. But from September to here, something changed. You have seen here that from today or from now, your performance have grown from 33 to 35% to 50, which is good. Maybe there was some gap on data analysis. Maybe there was, you have been facing some maybe huge reorganization in the industry, but we can see here that there is an improvement, and that is why it's good to have tools and use those tools as maybe a matrix and monitor things time to time and see where we can push more performance, more effort. And you can see on the graph here that from 20 to 24 or to now, there is, for example, I think it is the performance globally there is a growth here those last period. So I think that all for me in terms of tool Pulse presentation, but what we can do moving forward, I think there is some recommendation to improve globally Ghana resilient data. We can continue increasing market diversity. We can continue, or we can maybe continue working to have more IXP in the country. I think we do have at least 3 now, but it means that we do need to develop more local peering in each region, not only in Accra, but maybe in the north side, in everywhere in the country where we can have we can improve data. We can also push to have more local hosting, and we can try like today to bring conversation on what exists in terms of measurement and where we need maybe to push more. So I will pause here. Just it was an opportunity for me to present you Pulse as tools, but maybe during the question, if there is some part we need to develop more and show more data from Ghana, I will be happy to share. Thanks a lot, and back to you, moderator. Moderator?
Thank you very much, Jean. We appreciate your presentation. All right, so any question from anyone to him? For further clarification, both online and in person here. Online, do we have any? Okay, what about here? All right, Jean, thank you so much. Your presentation is self-explanatory, and I believe you have touched every point for everyone to understand. Hence, no question. Thank you very much. All right, so we move on to Bryce. Bryce, are you ready for us? We are ready, both in here and online. We are ready for you to also give us your presentation for today. So, Bryce, Abba, you have the virtual floor.
Happy to join also remotely. I will be sharing my screen if you allow me. Yes. Okay, so my name is Grace Abba. I'm work with AFRINIC and I'm stakeholder development manager. And I will also talk about the importance of measurement. And we have we have a program, the program at AFRINIC called AIM, that is Africa Internet Measurement. And this program we are running this program together with Internet Society and RIPE NCC, who is another regional internet registry. AFRINIC is a regional internet registry, so I don't know if everybody knows what is the regional internet registry, but I will start by defining what is the regional internet registry. So we are a non-for-profit organization that the core function are three. So number one is to distribute IP numbers. So IP numbers are basically IPv4, IPv6, and autonomous system numbers. As you know, those numbers are very important for our organization, our networks, and also for individuals to be connected to the internet. So regional internet registry, one of their core functions is to assure the distribution of those IP. The second function is to ensure that when we are assigned a block of IP here in Ghana, we don't assign the same block in Cote d'Ivoire, in Benin, or in Togo. So we have to maintain a neediness of all those resources by maintaining a database. And the third point of the core function is because we are bottom-up system of management, the community decide and we apply. We have what we are calling resource policy discussion, where the community discuss how they want AFRINIC or they want their regional internal resource registry to manage those IP within the region. So we coordinate how their community is discussing how we are going to manage those IPs, and close to those core functions. And we have many other functions like capacity development, internet governance, etc., etc. And to talk about the measurement, it's very important to know that when we want to improve something, we need to. Are you getting me? I'm receiving message. I don't know if it's clear for everybody.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. So I just said that before we improve something, we need to learn what has been good, what has been wrong, and based on that, we can improve and modify. So this is why it's very important for us to monitor each part of the internet. And this is why I put here some of the points that are very important for us to monitor. So we have the routing security RPKI monitoring. So those are tools that AFRINIC put in place to help our members to secure internet routing. And here we help our members that they should monitor those different points, that the preface visibility, to ensure that the different routes they advertise on the internet are there, are not hijacked by third party, and to ensure that they also follow and get assistance from us to deploy IPKI in the network, to ensure that the IP numbers that they advertise are signed, and they can tell that nobody can use them, etc., etc. So it's very important for them to monitor those parts, the routing security and the RPKI deployment that they did in their network, and we are there to support them as well. We also have internet exchange point performance assessment. So, and we have today many financial support from World Bank and many other organizations to push their XP deployments in Africa. But before to deploy or before to improve, you have to ensure that you have to know, you have to do an audit to see what was good, what was wrong, and what are the way of improvement, etc., etc. So here as well, we can assist our community member to give them some key points that they should go and measure to ensure that everything they are doing, all the support that they are going to receive will be used accordingly, and be used properly to take the XP to another level. Another point and another important one is network outage detection. So we want to be connected, we want to be online 100%, we don't want to be disconnected from the internet. And we have to find a way to measure that as well if we want to improve, if we want to make some change in what we have deployed in the core of that network, what we have deployed the access network of our customer as well. So here as well, we need to check. You remember that in the beginning of this year, we have several cables that were cut, like 4 out of the 5 in Cote d'Ivoire, and that's an impact, had a huge impact in the west of Africa. So many of those cables were cut, and we realized the big outage in all those countries in the west. And for the countries where they have deployed internet exchange points, they tend to mitigate this outage. But for the other country where the internet exchange point were not that used, or they realized it was very, very difficult for them to get connected to the internet. So those are some point that you have to look into and ensure that you take necessary measure to mitigate them. As a user perspective, we also want to ensure that have a good experience when navigating, when browsing to the internet. And this way we have to also measure as user, what am I gaining from my internet service providers? And this is very important for us to see what are the elements in our access network that need to be changed, what need to be improved, the devices that need to be changed or need to be updated, etc., etc. And we also have today we have the exhaustion of IPv4. That's a fact today. In AFRINIC, we have less than 800,000 of available IP addresses for the entire Africa. That's very few. This is the reason why it's time for our internet service provider to think about deploying IPv6 as well, without forgetting the security measure that they have to put in place. So there are things that are very important for our economies to, if we want to ensure a good internet experience for the customer. And the point number 5 that I want to touch is the policy and research support. We are doing the AIM program with universities. We have partners that are doing research to see how they how we can improve the quality of the internet in Africa, and it's very important for us to support those kind of initiative because the community, the user that are doing those researches, we can use the result of those researches to improve and to see what are the area that we need to touch, what are area we need to adjust to improve the internet quality in Africa. And we also have the policy that is very important. I mentioned earlier that one of the key function, the core function of the regional internet registry is the resource policy coordination. So these are policies. So these are how we what we how we want the community, how we want the registry to run the organization, how we want internet to be, to be present in our life. So people, the community need to work together to bring on the table real policy that can help our community to move forward, that can help the different organizations that are working in the internet in Africa to take good action, to take good decision to ensure that internet is moving forward. All those monitoring stuff, all those points need to be need to be tangible. And to make them tangible, we need to put some tools in our networks that we have partnered with Ripen City, which is an regional internet registry of Europe, to distribute what we are calling the probes. The probes are some devices that we put in our networks and they measure their behavior of our network. So this is very important because without those tools, you can't have those measures that we are talking about today. So if you don't put those tools in the network, those tools, we won't be able to get the behavior of your network. We don't be able to get the behavior of your customer in your when as far as internet is concerned. So it's very important to know that having those devices, those small devices in the network, will help us understand your network, will help us understand how your customers are going to the internet, and based on that, we can give you some reports, as JB just presented to you. Those reports are made using those devices that I'm going to show now the map. So this is the map of the props that we have today. So as you can see, we have very accurate information coming from Europe. You have very accurate information coming from America. But in Africa, as you can see, we have very few devices that are collecting data for us. As you can see, we have very few devices. We don't have many devices. So when you check, for instance, in the West, you can see that we have very few devices collecting data from the network. You see in the south of Africa, you can see. So we are going to get accurate information regarding the behavior of the network compared to the West. You can check Central Africa is when you check Europe, you see that we have a lot of devices installed. This means that the information that we are giving back to the community is very, very accurate. So I would like to encourage the community members here. I want to encourage the members of the community who are running networks to come and collect some of the props if they don't, or people tend to have the feeling that those devices can collect information and send back to the RIPE, etc., etc. But it's open. You can have access to the code source, and you can check and verify what type of information those devices are collecting in your network to be reassured and continue connecting those devices to the network. So I'm going to stop here for now. And if you have question, I will take them going move forward. Thank you, and I hope you have been informative enough for you. Back to you, MC. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bryce. Abba. for your wonderful presentation. Yes, so now the floor is opened for questions. Yes, we have one in us here.
Okay, I'd like to ask a quick question. My name is Isaac from MTN. The probes you install, do you have specific server requirements, and what kind of data do they measure from the network perspective?
Yes, Bryce, I hope you got that.
Yes, I got the question. Oh, first of all, we have very depend. We have two types of probes. We have the anchor, which is the let me call it the master probe that collect many other probes information, and we have the probe itself that is very small and they are putting on network. So in terms of requirement, it's not it's very light. It's not taking it big. I can give you the link to have because we have some they did some update in the system, but we still don't need to have much to get them connected. But I can share with the link to have the good data, and the information that they are collecting are it's just some the behavior, what are the different websites that your network is or your user are currently using, and what is the request you are currently using. And we can also, when you are in this system, when you are in the program, you can also customize, you can also ask the probe to collect some information for you. So it's like you can tell what you want. And when you are in the when you are in this program, you can also see the information that are available from the other region, from the other probes. So you can see the behavior of this particular network and this other network, this particular country, etc., etc. And based on that, you can adapt and adjust to what the different things that need to be adjusted in the network. So, and again, as I said, you have the code source is open. So you can open, you can connect and see the code and check what are the information they are getting from the network. But as I just said, we understand that people are a bit like reluctant to have it like it's a third party device, it's kind of closed, it can be risky to have in the network. But I can assure you that regarding the map I just shown, you can see that this device is extremely deployed in the world. So this means that there is no critical risk of having this device in your network. Again, when you are using this device, you have an account, you have a credential, you connect to the platform. You can tell the device, I want you to monitor this for me. You can customize your device. You can it's like it's open to do many things that you want to do. And year after years, the community is modifying, is improving the capability of the probes. So if you want to know more, I will put my email on the chat, and you can just email me. I will give you the information that you want.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Very well.
Right, thank you, Isaac. Yes, anyone here and online as well, the floor is still open for your questions.
Okay, so thank you very much for the presentation. My name is Emmanuel Togo from Garnet. I want to find out from your experience what accounted for the low adoption of the probes into our network. Is it that it's not available for us to pick, or if you want it, how do we get it to be able to deploy in our network to improve visibility of our network performance? Thank you.
I was muted. Thank you for your question. Yes, and that's a very interesting question. Yeah, the first thing is that people are reluctant to change, so we don't want it's something new. It has been a new device, and people in the community were like, okay, I'm going to put a device into my network. We are people used to it. In Africa, we are hesitating. In the beginning, we used to hesitate to adopt this probe. I have myself a probe at home. and I've been at home for a while, and there's no issue. So the first problem was that people were hesitant. And the second one again is the availability of the probe. In the beginning, we used to call it probe when we were present physically in the meeting, and we realized that people were collecting probes without activating them. And so we stopped bringing probes, of course, because when you are bringing probe, distribute probe, at the end of the day, they're not online. And we were like, okay. But I think that the first thing is hesitation, and the second thing is like availability now of the probe. If people get the importance of having probe, if they understand, if they see, if they have the community, they realize that um, it's good for them, we are going to start bringing probe. I have like 10 probes at home that have not been distributed yet. I'll be glad to send them to Ghana. And I'm just there. I'm staying in Cote d'Ivoire, so I'll be glad to send it to Ghana if you guys guarantee that you are going to connect those probes. Again, it's open source, so the code is open. So it's like it's safe to have them in your network, and it's very low resources. So at the end of this, fine. As we can see on this map, most of the countries have the problem solved because they want to know how they can improve the network. They have to know what are the websites, what are the behavior of the customer in the network, what are the different services my customer are using, so that I can put more resources on those services. I can say that okay, maybe they might like this service, this particular service. So you are going to put a lot of effort building these services, but by having the result of the probes regarding the behavior of your customer, you realize that this service that you are putting a lot of resources in is not the service that your customer wants. So based on that result, you can adjust and reallocate resources, etc., etc. So it's very important. It's a very useful tool that I encourage the internet service provider to put in the network. And if you guys want some probes, as I said, I have 10 at home that I would like to send to Ghana and see how we can together get them connected. Thank you. I hope that clarifies the question. I hope that I responded to your question.
Yes, you have. All right, Ghana is ready for the devices. So I think the next courier coming from Cote d'Ivoire to this place, just start packaging them and we'll find very useful ways for implementing it here in Ghana as well. Thank you so much. Any question online? Do we have anyone online to ask further questions? Okay, then in-house here. Any further question? All right, Bryce, thank you so much for your presentation. It has been very insightful, and we hope the devices are going to be used here in Ghana to also contribute to the global perspective. Thank you so much. We are grateful. All right, at this juncture, I think it's time for some coffee break. Unfortunately, those online, well, you may not be able to join us here, but you could make yourself a hot coffee and enjoy yourself, whilst we also enjoy physically here. We'll be back at exactly 11:30 to continue with a presentation, a live demonstration by Mr. Stephen Swess, who would take us through immediately we come back. So just get ready for him and enjoy your coffee break. Thank you.
Left to me, we'll skip the strangers and end up in one of these places. Left to me, we'll go get married, so distance is nothing but numbers. But you belong to many more lives. You belong to many more lights. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I let you go peacefully. You'll be back if you belong to me, and I do to you. I'll be waiting. I'll be here. Moko beno kele bajan tree. Bo beninge o bajan tree. Bo be moko be. Oh, you belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. To rain. To rain. Whoa, I see you again sometime. You could tell stories before mine. We could start again sometime. Don't know what I do with myself if I'm honest, but I be running to the day that you call me, and I be running to the gate for your luggage, and we could get back again. I'll be at peace again, yeah. You belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. To rain. To rain. Mama ora gbana vai na mi akpokoba na mi da zonli ami la mi afokanya mi na mi aga klicha minya dolala o togbi o mi no hi a jogger banku na futo a hobi o mo gaji mi akpomi o nya vivio so mi la selo la baba se so va ile ma Barcelona ya o ma sanyina kabai mo gaji mi akpomi o mi akpo von kabai obio mo gaji mi akpomi o Navana mi lo, Navana mi. 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 Mogaji mi akpomi o mi bula mama. Mogaji mi akpomi o mi bula goma. Ami Fipo de o atrozu ya irao. Ami Mauga za ugbadura. Ami Oa vazu chirula. Ami Aoa gava konulo. Sablano, oblem yo otro mi atale. La pada yo oñe satana, oblem yo oblem ya. Sisi mi cara mamaya, Moga di mi akpom yo he. Mi bula mama. Moga di mi akpom yo he. Mi bula gomo.
Making no go south. Infinite
brother. If no be money, show myself. Make enemies start to distance me. Got them on some distance. Everybody want close, friends and foes. Them follow me, IG.
Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean.
I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the dead. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make me let yourself see.
You wanna know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real.
Oh, I get oh, mommy. Oh, I get oh, mommy. Mini otawa, biko banani. Biko banani. Biko banani.
Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean.
Jules, baby. Is it okay if I said that I don't wanna hide a thing? Left to me. We'll skip these changes and end up in one of these places. Left to me. We'll go get married, so distance is nothing but numbers. But you belong to many more lives. You belong to many more lights. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I let you go peacefully. You'll be back if you belong to me. And I do to you. I'll be waiting, I'll be here. Moko beno kele bajan tree. Bobe ninge o bajan tree. Bobe moko be. Oh, you belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. To rain. To rain. Whoa, I see you again sometime. You could tell stories before mine. We could start again sometime. Don't know what I do with myself if I'm honest. But I'll be running to the day that you call me. And I'll be running to the gate for your luggage. And we could get back again. I'll be at peace again, yeah. You belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I belong to rain. To rain. To rain. skip this change. This is left to me. We'll go get married, so distance is nothing but numbers. But you belong to many more lives. You belong to many more lights. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I let you go peacefully. You'll be back if you belong to me. And I do to you. I'll be waiting, I'll be here. Moko beno kele bajan tree. Bo beninge o bajan tree. Bo be moko be. Oh, you belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain, to rain, to rain. Whoa, I see you again sometime. You could tell stories before mine. We could start again sometime. Don't know what I do with myself if I'm honest. But I be running to the day that you call me. And I be running to the gate for your luggage. And we could get back again. I'll be at peace again, yeah. You belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain, to rain, to rain. Left to me, we'll skip these changes and end up in one of these places. Left to me, we'll go get married, so distance is nothing but numbers. But you belong to many more lives. You belong to many more lights. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I let you go peacefully. You'll be back if you belong to me. And I do to you. I'll be waiting, I'll be here. Moko beno kele bajan tree. Bo beninge o bajan tree. Bo be moko be. Whoa, I see you again sometime. You could tell stories before mine. We could start again sometime. Don't know what I do with myself if I'm honest. But I be running to the day that you call me. And I be running to the gate for your luggage. And we could get back again. I'll be at peace again, yeah. You belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain, to rain, to rain. to me. We'll skip these changes and end up in one of these places left to me. We'll go get married, so distance is nothing but numbers. But you belong to many more lives. You belong to many more lights. You belong to sunshine. I belong to rain. I let you go peacefully. You'll be back if you belong to me. And I do to you. I'll be waiting, I'll be here. Moko beno kele bajan tree. Bobe ninge o bajan tree. Bobe moko be. Whoa. You belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain, to rain, to rain. Whoa, I see you again sometime. You could tell stories before mine. We could start again sometime. Don't know what I do with myself if I'm honest. But I'll be running to the day that you call me. And I'll be running to the gate for your luggage. And we could get back again. I'll be at peace again, yeah. You belong to peace only. You deserve the best only. Even when I'm lonely, I know that we work for this. Even though we feel barely. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. You belong to sunshine, I belong to rain. I belong to rain, to rain, to rain.
Mama ora gbana vai na mi akpokoba na mi da zonli a mi la mi afoka nya mi na mi aga klicha minya dolala o dogbi o mi no hi a jogger banku na futo a hobi o mo gaji mi akpomi o nya vivio sa mi la selo la baba se sova ile ma Barcelona ya o ma sanyina kabai mo gaji mi akpomi o mi akpo von kabai obio mo gaji mi akpomi o Navana mi lo, Navana mi. 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 Mogaji mi akpomi o mi bula mama. Mogaji mi akpomi o mi bula goma. Ami Pipo da wa trozo ya irao. Ami Mauga za ogbadura. Ami Wa vazu chirula. Ami Awa gava konulo. Sablano, obla mi otro mi ataque. La bada yo oña satana, obla mi ataque. Dice a mi caramba maya, mi coda cono mi caramba maya. Hola mi obla mi ramama, obla mi ramama mi Moga Jimmy akpom yo he. Mi bula mama. Moga Jimmy akpom yo he. Mi bula gomo.
Begging no go south. If any bagger, if no be money. start to distance me. Got them on somebody's dicey. Everybody want close, friends and foes, them follow me. IG,
well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make relationship see. You wanna know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean.
Jules, baby.
Is it okay if I said that I don't wanna hide a thing? I just want to show my skin. Risking it all for real, for real. Every time I compromise, I did it just to pay for this. Just so you can bet on me. So you can bet on me. I get you my man, oh Agbe, oh mommy. Oh Agbe, oh mommy. Oh Agbe, oh mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean.
social media got a nigga fucked up. A little money we can do this just. I've been chasing money, lost cause. If no be money, what's in be the function? I've been chasing all the power. Making no go south. Infinite bagger. If no be money, show myself. Make enemies start to distance me. Got them on somebody's dicey. Everybody want close, friends and foes, them follow me. IG.
Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make relationship see. You wanna know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my chest too much come clean.
for real. Every time I compromise, I did it just to pay for this. Just so you can bet on me. So you can bet on me. I catch you, my man. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Mini otawa biko banani. Biko banani. Biko banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean.
Social media got a nigga fucked up. A little money we can do the judges. I've been chasing money, lost cause. If no be money, what's in be the function? I've been chasing all the power, making no go south. Infinite bagger, if no be money, show myself. Make enemies start to distance me. Got diamonds on my wrist, I see. Everybody want close, friends and foes, them follow me. IG.
Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make it, let yourself see. You wanna know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. Oh, I get oh, mommy. Oh, I get oh, mommy. Mini otawa, biko banani. Biko banani. Biko banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean.
Jules, baby.
Is it okay if I said that I don't wanna hide a thing? I just want to show my skin. Risking it all for real. Every time I compromise, I did it just to pay for this. Just so you can bet on me. So you can bet on me. I catch you, my man. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Mini otawa biko banani. Biko banani. Biko banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean.
Social media got a nigga fucked up. A little money we can do the judges. I've been chasing money, lost cause. If no be money, what's in be the function? I've been chasing all the power, making no go south. Infinite bagger, if no be money, show myself. Make enemies start to distance me. Got diamonds on my wrist, I see. Everybody want close, friends and foes, them follow me. IG.
Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust too much come clean. I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make me let yourself see. Oh, I know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean.
Jules, maybe.
Is it okay if I said that I don't wanna hide a thing? I just want to show my skin. Risking it all for real. Every time I compromise, I did it just to pay for this. Just so you can bet on me. I catch you, my man. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean.
Social media got a nigga fucked up. They look the money making you they judges. I've been chasing money lost cause. If no be money, what's in be the function? I've been chasing all the power. Making no go south. Infinite bagger. If no be money, show myself. Make enemies start to distance me. Got them on summary dicey. Everybody want close. Friends and foes, them follow me. IG.
Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make me let yourself see. Oh, I know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. Well, you done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean. You done too much for me. Well, my trust must come clean.
Jules, maybe.
Is it okay if I said that I don't wanna hide a thing? I just want to show my skin. Risking it all for real. Every time I compromise, I did it just to pay for this. Just so you can bet on me. I catch you, my man. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Oh, I be oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko
chest too much come clean. I will. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean.
Social media got a nigga fucked up. A little marry we can do the judges. I've been chasing money, lost cause. If no be money, what's in be the function? I've been chasing all the power. Making no go south. Infinite bagger. If no be money, show us out. Make enemies start to distance me. Got them on some distance. Everybody want close. Friends and foes, them follow me. IG.
Well, you done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. I will. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean.
I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make relationship see. You wanna know quality with me. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. I'm in Malibu, but I show you for real. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Oh, I will, oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani.
Well, you done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. I will. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean.
Jules, baby. Is it okay if I said that I don't wanna hide a thing? I just want to show my skin. Risking it all for real, for real. Every time I compromise, I did it just to pay for this. Just so you can bet on me. So you can bet on me. I catch you, my man. Oh, Agbe, oh, mommy. Oh, Agbe, oh, mommy. Oh, Agbe, oh, mommy. Mini Otawa, Biko Banani. Biko Banani. Biko Banani.
Well, you done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. I will. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean.
Social media got a nigga fucked up. A little marry we can do the judges. I've been chasing money, lost cause. If no be money, what's in be the function? I've been chasing all the power. Making no go south. Infinite bagger. If no be money, show us out. Make enemies start to distance me. Got them on some distance. Everybody want close. Friends and foes, them follow me. IG.
Well, you done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. I will. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean. You done too much for me. I will. My chest too much come clean.
I don't wanna hide anything. I don't wanna keep it in a box for the day. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. If I said I do it, I'ma do it with him. She go make relationship